What's good, y'all? So I was coming to make a quick video. I'm on lunch break eating sushi that I got from HEB. If you're from Houston, then you know what it is. If not, then I feel sorry for you. But I'm at work. If you've seen my previous video, then you know I work for Walmart, and I work, just to be a little transparent, I do work in asset protection or loss prevention, as some people may consider it. And I was having a conversation with somebody recently, and they were talking about like how they just don't understand how people work in this field, and how do we like put our life on the line to stop merchandise from going out the store and all this other stuff, right? And I'm like, I think it's just a weird perception, because what's one of the things that everybody out here complaining about now? Everybody's complaining about the prices of stuff going up. Everybody's complaining about nothing being affordable, nobody being able to buy anything like they used to. Everybody just got complaints about everything, and I get it. I mean, the price of everything has gone up. Something that I used to pay for, like deodorant, for instance, I used to spend $4 on my deodorant that I use, and it's like $8, $9 now. And I don't understand. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, I'm not talking about like putting my life on the line. Like, no, I don't think any type of merchandise or material, anything, is worth somebody losing their life over. And if somebody is willing to kind of go to those lengths to basically get out with whatever they want, then sure, like, yeah, they can have it, whatever. But most people that I encounter, and that most people that the way that we should encounter, is with respect, some dignity, to try to gain some clarity on the why. And the thing is that loss prevention and asset protection is in place to help try to stop the cost of what we dealing with now from going up. Like, if companies continue to keep losing stuff, then what happens? It's a trickle-down effect, and the consumer is always on the back end of it, where we have to kind of eat the cost of everything going up. I always tell people, like, at the end of the day, the companies are going to be whole. Like, they're going to get it back. However, whether they cut costs, whether it's operating costs from like in across the board, where they shut down locations, or what you see where they may lay off, they may do like a mass layoff. And I think that's pretty whack when somebody's livelihood, where I've been impacted by a layoff in, years ago, and that stuff don't feel good, because then it's like, if you living your life, you getting your money, whatever the case, and then all of a sudden now it's just gone because the company's got to scale back and they got to cut costs. And the highest line on a company's spreadsheet when it comes to cost is employees. Like, everybody should know that. And then the actual operation, maintenance of the building, like, or if they run in brick and mortar, then yeah, they're gonna shut down a location. So if somebody keeps stealing from a store or stealing from you, like, you gonna safeguard it, right? You gonna either hire somebody to help protect you, you gonna pay for some type of security, whether that's surveillance, cameras, alarm systems, depending on how much money you make and how much you're trying to protect, then you may hire actually like armed security. I mean, or not, like, however you choose to do it. But at the same time, people will have this perception like, oh, what a company can afford it. They can just write it off on insurance. They got insurance, all this other stuff. And it's like, bro, we all got insurance. What happens when you get into a car accident? We got insurance, right? Like, okay, yeah, cool. We all been in a situation. Everybody, if you live in Houston, you definitely been in a road rage situation where, the first thing you like, hit me, I dare you to hit me. Well, it's like, we say that, but do you really want them to hit your car? Because nobody want to go through that insurance hassle, because insurance companies are never on anybody's side, whether you paying for them or not. And if you are paying for them and they do have to cover you, they gonna raise your rates or they gonna drop you. Because the thing is, you can't keep going out there getting into accidents and then thinking that the insurance company is just gonna cover you. Like, it's the same thing when you trying to get insurance to cover your personal assets or company assets. If you live in an apartment, now apartments are now requiring you to get like rental insurance or whatever it's called. And it does cover a part of your personal belongings. But if you keep having break-ins, that insurance company not about to keep covering you. They either gonna drop you or they gonna raise your rates. And if they do drop you, you gotta now shop with a different company, and they all kind of talk and they commingle, right? So now they gonna know that you have had so many claims where they either gonna not approve you to basically work with you, or they're gonna charge you a crazy rate, and then they gonna cover less the stuff. So I always feel like it's the same thing when you work in retail, if you running a business, if you managing, whatever the case, like, yo, we all have to feel it and we all gonna eat it. I mean, that's just what it is. Pause. We all got to go through it. So, and I feel like when I was having this conversation, it was with somebody that has never like actually operated something of their own, like being an entrepreneur or running a business, because, or being in a level of management where you are kind of responsible for those assets. And the thing is the goal is to always turn profit, right? Walmart has shareholders. We have to continue to turn profit. So it's like if somebody keeps stealing from a location, and the cure for all of this stuff is to make sales, right? But if they're not selling and people just keep stealing, then they either have to make one or two choices. They keep operating and keep buying and supplying the stuff, but then they're gonna have to increase costs, or they're gonna have to close up shop and relocate, or they're just gonna close up shop, period. I run a vending business, right? If my vending machines are in a location and my vending machines are getting broken into, and I know I just filled this machine up and they stole all my stuff, I'm not gonna be able to just replace all of that stuff and then keep it at the same cost. Now, maybe a time here or there, something may happen, and then yeah, that's just a part of business. You have to kind of factor in losses. Yeah. But if it just keeps happening, if it keep happening with my machines and it's in a business or a location, I'm going to more than likely just move locations. I'm not going to keep my machines there. Which then now, if it's like where my machines are now, like a warehouse, it's in a secluded area and they don't have a lot of stuff around. So those employees, they kind of count on me having those machines stocked and filled to basically be able to get their lunches and snacks throughout the day, drinks, whatever the case. But if somebody came in and just wanted to be the bad seed of the bunch and start taking from my machines and found a way to get in my machines or whatever the case, then now they're all going to be impacted, because if I leave, then it's like, what are they going to do now? They're going to start DoorDashing, Uber Eats. They're going to have to start spending more money. And then the thing is, it's going to cost me money to relocate and close up shop. It all costs money. So, or I keep my machines there and then I resupply it, and it's like, hey, like now I'm gonna have to either get my own surveillance and own security stuff in place, and all of that is gonna come at a higher cost, in which I have to try to offset that somehow. So then it's like you're gonna end up trickling that down to the person that's buying from you. It's the same thing with people that own like hair salons or barbershops. Somebody comes in and steals all their equipment and they got to replace all that stuff. Well, depending on how you have your stuff set up, you either can eat that cost, but no matter what, man, like you more than likely the consumer's going to be on the back end of it. So when I was having this talk, I'm just like, bro, like people are so just misinformed. And I get like they want to try to politicize everything and the tariffs and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, that has something to do with it. But yo, these costs have been going up way before this tariff talk. All this stuff with Trump and these tariffs going up and everything. Like, yeah, that is an impact. But yo, these costs have been going up. Like, these costs have been going up. And at the rate that, you know, for instance, like with the EBT stuff, right? When that stuff went away from the government shutdown and people weren't getting their EBT. And what became the trending thing? People getting on social media just blatantly just saying like, oh, I'm gonna go steal, I'm gonna go rob, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that. And it's like, I get people gonna do what they gotta do to make sure their kids eat. They gotta make sure they're gonna do so they can eat. I get it. But for one, why risk your livelihood or your freedom? Because then you can't be there for your kids if you locked up. You can't be there for yourself if you locked up and you know you're away from your family. You can't take care of nobody if you sit there and get in trouble, or if you stealing from the wrong person, and then it goes way worse than you just getting locked up. So, you know, I always feel like, and I'm glad that they got the EBT stuff back. I'm glad they got that back. I'm glad that the people did not have to worry for Thanksgiving, and everybody kind of got to get their stuff back to normal. But at the same time, it's like, yo, like, I felt like everybody was just planning a mass crash out. Like, yo, we gonna just go rob, and we gonna steal, and we gonna do this. And it, you know, and I'm like, we can't keep thinking like that. I think that we got to start thinking a different way. You know, I get called every name in the book. I get called a snitch. I get called, you know, you're a mall cop, you this, you that, all this other stuff, whatever. I've heard it all, and I don't care. Like, you know, me being in this position has afforded me a lot of stuff in life, and I am able to take care of myself. I'm able to take care of my child, my household. I'm able to take trips if I want. I'm able to go do as I please. If I want to go out to eat, wherever, like, it doesn't matter. I'm not sitting over here stressing. And if I didn't do my job the way I'm supposed to, then guess what? They're going to hire somebody else that's going to do the job better than me. That's just the way it goes. And it's in any field that you work in. If you supposed to go flip burgers and serve customers, and you lacking and slacking because somebody said that you work in fast food, then guess what? They're going to get rid of you, and they're going to go find somebody that's actually willing to do the job. That's in any field. And then it's all about networking too. Like, just because you're in a position, I'm in asset protection, loss prevention, doesn't mean that I'm going to stay here. I didn't start here. Like, I've done everything. Like, I've been in management. I've been all around, right? And this is just where I'm comfortable right now. It makes sense for me. It works. It makes sense for my work-life balance. It makes sense for me raising my daughter. And don't get me wrong, like, it does make me feel a way when I do have to see somebody kind of get down, like, so far down on their luck where they got to come and steal canned goods for their family. And we try to handle that a little different way, but at the same time, I still have a job that I have to do. But I do have compassion for people. I'm not out here trying to, like, fight somebody because they taking anything. I feel like aggression always meets aggression, right? So when you see them videos on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and whatever, of people just crashing out and fighting people, and the security person fighting with them, yo, that's just how they operate. The way that it should be is that you kind of come up with respect, some compassion, gain some clarity. And then a lot of times people are more receptive to kind of cooperate with you and then just go through the process. But I think a lot of people are just misinformed. The thing is we all kind of protect assets at whatever level you do, whether it's at home, whether it's your car, whether it's at work, whether it's wherever. If you're not going to just allow somebody to come in your house and steal from you. And if they did, then what you going to do? You're going to try to ramp up your asset protection. Like, you gonna get alarm systems, you gonna get, you know, better locks and cameras and all this other stuff to basically be able to get you in the groove of knowing how to protect your stuff. And I don't feel like people that work in this field should be shamed for working in this field. And I just feel like it should be a little more respected. But in the grand scheme of things, everything has a trickle-down effect. There's a reason why every retailer has a loss prevention or asset protection. If Walmart did not have, yeah, I'm sure they would try to safeguard it some type of other ways with locking cases and more, you know, uniformed associates and whatever the case. But let's say they didn't, and they have to close shop, right? And they just didn't want to deal with it no more because it's like, hey, we keep losing too much. We're not making sales, so we just gonna close location. Well, then now, guess what? That Walgreens, that CVS, that gas station, that local corner store, they're not going to be able to compete cost-wise with a Walmart basically being able to keep things at a more affordable rate for you, because they can't compete with buying in mass bulk like a Walmart. So that's why if you spend $8 on something at Walmart, you definitely spending 12 or 13 at a Walgreens, CVS, or corner store. That's just facts. Like I don't care how you try to put it. Because there's sometimes when there's a corner store closer to me than a Walmart, and I need to grab something super quick and I don't feel like driving. And guess what? I walk in that corner store, that Dollar General, Family Dollar, whatever the case, and that thing is like $5 more than what I would have spent going to a Walmart. They won't compete. So I mean, it's all a trickle down effect. I hope that people just kind of understand the whys of it all and just try to boss up, man. Like, that's just what it is. Like, we have to get out of here, and I'm just tired of people like making excuses. And I don't want to sit here and think that like it make it seem like I'm living in a bubble and I'm like above whatever, because man, I've worked like since I was 14, 15 years old, like for real grinded it out. And man, I kind of want to see that again. It's like, you know, I feel like there's just a lot of complaining and excuses, and it's just like, man, I know this is gonna be so unpopular, but I'm like, y'all, we got to get back to just grinding it out, like going out here, making it work. Sometimes you got to get 2 and 3 jobs. Man, I got 3. I work for Walmart. I got a little part-time that I do a day or 2 out the week when I'm free, and then I run my vending machines. Like, and I'm trying to make it work. Like, I work so hard, and it's like, and then it's like, now I'm trying to get into this content space where I want to kind of get more consistent. And I know I haven't been as consistent on this channel, but I am running another page with my daughter where, man, we approaching almost 1,000 subscribers. So I'm really out here trying to do the work. And man, I kind of want to just see everybody grow. I want to see everybody get to that level to where, man, we just gonna elevate. We gonna get out our comfort zone. We gonna do what we got to do. And we gonna just boss up. Like, that's going into 2026, man. We just got to get back to the basics. We got to get back to the fundamentals, going out here, grinding it out, not making excuses for nothing. Like, we have to, like, our future depends on it. That's just what it is. And I understand that we got to work, but we got to do it, y'all. Like, I get that sometimes we were dealt a certain hand, but man, like, we can do so much. And I feel like we should all just try to help support each other. Somebody help me get into this vending machine space. If you got questions about anything pertaining to about what I talked about, let me know. Let me know your views. Let me know if you feel like that I'm just in denial and I'm just out here just talking crazy. And let me know if you agree with some of what I'm saying, because I'm not trying to go to war with anybody. I'm not trying to, like, this ain't no rage bait anything. Like, I just felt like it's something that I wanted to talk about. I've worked in this space for years now, and I see the effects of when companies lose crazy amounts of money. Just like if my vending machine lost crazy amounts of money, I would know what I would have to do, because it's either going to be me close up shop, increase prices, relocate, cut costs some type of way. I don't think any company feels good about knowing that they have to mass lay off people to try to turn profit. Like, that's just what it is. And I mean, I hope that this touched somebody. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all agree, if you don't agree, and we can talk it out in the comments. So I appreciate y'all for listening. If you enjoyed what I talked about, make sure you give this video a like. Subscribe to my channel, because I am trying to grow this channel again. I know I've been kind of tied up with trying to grow my daughter's channel, but I got to try to balance it out. And just let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all. Peace.